Hello, hello, my amazing creative friends. Oksana here again, and this is our first ever Facebook Live Q&A. It's all concerning textile design and pattern design and repeat pattern design, vector and pattern collections in particular. So please come and join me here and post your comments and questions in the comment section under this video. And if you are watching us on YouTube or on my website, this is a celebration. This is a celebratory video, a Q&A, to celebrate 500 and counting members of our Facebook group, Pattern Design Mastermind. So I'm super excited that just in a matter of a few months we've collected a big group of 500 plus members who are all creative souls, who are all together designing repeat patterns and loving repeat patterns and all things textile design, surface pattern design. So yay, I'm super excited, and I am the host of the group. My name is Oksana. I am owner and head designer of a textile design studio called Oksana Textile Design Studio, and I have been in this business for more than 10 years, and I am just loving this year sharing my experiences with you guys on all things pattern design and all kinds of creative business tips and advice. Alright, you guys, so I've collected a few amazing questions from our group members right here, and I'm going to answer those questions, and I'm hoping that you will find them helpful. Alright, so these questions are mostly about pattern collections, how to design them, how to sell them, and about microstock and print-on-demand websites, and about finding customers, and also how to create a contract for your creative business and for your freelance projects. So if you're interested in these topics, please stay tuned and let's jump right in. Alright, so Vanessa, thank you for your question, Vanessa. And Vanessa asks, do you also intro your products at a physical company? So she basically asks, do I present my patterns to companies who produce physical products? And for example, she says IKEA. So basically, Vanessa, the point is that you can license your patterns to any kind of companies, and I am licensing all over the world and 24/7 since my patterns are being licensed online. But the point is that IKEA, for example, from what I found out, and I actually have some friends at IKEA who work there, and they told me that they mostly hire only Scandinavian artists. So that's just an insider tip for you, even though it might be possible to be hired there. Maybe you live in Scandinavia, so definitely that could be an option, but to be honest, it's just for now, and maybe you can find a way to license. Of course you can. And basically the point is right here, so licensing to the companies, is that many people feel like they really need to license themselves and basically take steps to license actively their patterns. And it is nothing wrong with that. I do not mind that at all. But in my experience, from what I am teaching, is that you want the companies come to you. So this is basically a flip all around, because you want companies to who are actively looking for pattern designers, and especially custom patterns, to come to you and hire you for your services or license your existing patterns. And this is what worked for me. So for 10 years I started out with no marketing experience, with nothing at all, and what I did, I was selling my patterns online and continuing uploading them every week, every day for years. And eventually companies started approaching me and coming to me themselves, and this is a totally different conversation, because instead of you coming to them, which I also did, by the way, I did 2 years ago, I did a big campaign approaching companies, and I actually got one pretty big customer out of that, and which was nice, but to be honest, it didn't feel as natural as when companies were coming to me. So you want to hone your skills and put your patterns up there and do the marketing for your patterns, or let the other websites like Microstocks on Spoonflower, which I also teach in my videos, do the work for you. You can use them as marketing sources. So this is my basically advice, is there are different ways how to do it, and I also actually prefer the one way where people come to me, companies come to me, and that's been working very well for me. All right, another part of Vanessa's question is how to make a proposal and contract. I find it hard to convince company. All right, so it's the same direction, is talking about a proposal and contract for a freelance, let's say, or a licensing project with the company. And in my experience, there are 2 points that I want to mention here. So I created my contract many years ago based on an amazing book, which I feel every graphic artist needs to have. It's called Graphic Artist Guild Handbook of Pricing and Ethical Guidelines. So this is Graphic Artists Guild Handbook on Pricing and Ethical Guidelines, and it's available on Amazon, and I will include the link in the description to this video after I'm done. And this is a great book. It's an expensive book, but it's definitely worth it, and gives you pricing, it gives you ethical guidance, copyright issues, and all kinds of information that you would need if you're serious about your creative business. So this is the point number one. And about the proposal, so you can be creative and propose your patterns in different ways, and one of them is that you what I like to do is to present my patterns in a mock-up way. So I like to create mock-ups. I have a video how to create mock-ups on my YouTube channel, check it out. And in that video, I show you my process, how I present a mock-up of a pattern to my customer. So yeah, mock-ups are awesome to present your ideas to your customers. All right, so I hope this answers your questions, Vanessa. Let's move on to the next question. So Yolanta asks, how do you approach planning a collection? So planning a collection is an awesome topic. I really like creating collections, and I do a lot of one-off patterns and collections depending on the idea or a topic I have. And basically the point is, in the planning a collection is to, I have a few steps for you guys. So step number one is to research the marketplace and find out what people need. So many artists, including me, for many years, I approached the design process as what I can do, what can I do, what do I like to do, what do I enjoy doing, which is good. You do not want to disregard that, because if you're miserable doing the work that you don't love, it will not be sustainable for you. But you have to basically keep in mind two things. One thing is an importance of what your customers want to license, and another thing is what you want to enjoy doing. So on the intersection of these two things, you will find your topics and the style also that you enjoy. Because if you work in the style and that is not commercial, that it might become fashionable one day, you might build a business for yourself, but it might take you very long time. In my experience, again, everything that I say is just based on my experience. So yeah, this is what I have to share with you guys. Okay, step number two, you need to research. What I do is research on Pinterest or Google Images, and just kind of see the lay of the land and try to figure out which styles people work in, what products are in the market. And for example, it might be baby products, right? Baby products, you enjoy creating something for children, for babies, and then over there you have baby girls, baby boys, and neutrals, the gender neutral collection. So a lot of things are already in this topic. So you research, look what's going on, look on Pinterest, on Instagram, on Google Images. All right, next you create, once you know your topic, you create your sketches. And the sketches, I mean, you sketch out elements, you sketch out some ideas for composition. Then you pick your color scheme. Also depends, for example, baby girls, also a lot of times pinks, but also you can create some gender neutral things for girls. So many things are possible. Then you create your elements, and I am particularly talking about vector elements since I'm a vector digital artist, but there are also Photoshop, there are also actual paintings and traditional media. So depending what your thing is, you create your elements there, and then you combine the elements in different ways. So you combine them in many different ways and colors and sizes, and then this is just a whole big playground for people who like pattern design like me. So yeah, it's really fun to create pattern collections. All right, and the last thing, that an additional thing, because you might have only one colorway for your collection, and the colorway is basically you pick one color scheme and then you apply this color scheme to these patterns. Or you can create colorways, and this means color conversion. So 3 palettes, 4 palettes, maybe 2 color palettes or color schemes for your collection. Same elements, different colors. All right. So I am explaining a whole process of exactly how I do it in my upcoming Pattern It Up course. And I'm super excited about it. It's not available at the moment. 40 of my new founding beta students are going through it and giving me amazing feedback of having so much time in there. So the whole process of pattern collection will be laid out in my upcoming course, but this I've just laid out for you a gist of how you go step by step approaching designing a pattern collection. And in the course I'm also taking you step by step how to save all the files, how to prepare exactly what to do, how to prepare the files, and how to sell them online. So yeah, this is another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. All right, and the next thing is we have another question from Amber. Amber asks, any tips for file preparation and uploading of collections? All right, so I have 3 tips for you guys. 3. I forgot how to count. 3 tips. Tip 1. Choose where you're uploading to. So it depends if you are uploading to microstocks or to print-on-demand websites. Is different. So basically a collection on Spoonflower and print-on-demand websites like Zazzle, Redbubble, you are allowed to do different colorways, and you cannot combine patterns into one. So in principle you can, but normally it's not really recommended. Traditionally you upload one pattern at a time, and you can do as many color versions as you want. There's just no problem, as long as you remember to purchase swatches and previews of your patterns on fabric. Then you can post them for sale. So Spoonflower. And on microstocks, it's a little bit different. I'm going to be referring in particular to Shutterstock, since it's my main microstock website, but it's mostly the same on everything else. And the idea is that what you do is let me explain it in the way that I do it. All right, so what I do is I create patterns, and in there they have let's say a floral pattern. You have different colors in the pattern and details, and I upload it to Shutterstock. After a while, I create a simplified version of it. Well, maybe I create it actually in the same day, but I upload after a while. And it's a simplified version. It's a different pattern, but the same elephants, maybe even the same composition and layout. But simplified, so less details or maybe less colors. Maybe it's just 2 colors, black and white. So this is another thing that I do. And then basically I might create a whole collection of 10 patterns based on one first particular pattern. Actually I can do sometimes 20, and it saves a ton of time. It's a big time saver, because you don't have to open up these elements and colors and remember where you put them. You basically have them all open, you create everything in one file, and then there you have it. You have your collection. Then you save everything as each separate file for microstock, and you upload that. So that's what's been working for me. And other layer to that is to include these patterns maybe half a year past, or a year, or maybe 2 years, and you can collect your older patterns that are starting to hide in the Shutterstock search algorithms. It's a whole new subject there, but it's advanced things. But after a while, you can make versions of these patterns and combine them. For example, I have 8 patterns of floral patterns, and they are not exactly like the ones that I'm selling separately. They are simplified versions, so just like line art, outline, silhouette, this type of things. And these have been working very well. So but the point here is a difference from the spoonflower. You cannot upload just blue roses, pink roses, red roses, same thing, just if change color. They will not accept that, and they might even ban you if you try to do that continuously. And by they, I mean Shutterstock, microstock websites. So these are the tips for collections on microstocks and print-on-demand websites. All right, and the last question I have is from Mira, and she's asking, is there anyone who knows how many color versions can you upload to microstock sites? I just talked a little bit about that, and I wanted to submit 4 color versions of my vector to Shutterstock, and 2 were rejected. The reason was similar content. The image is too similar to other images submitted or already published. I'm confused because other designers have many colors on the same design. Alright, so maybe many years ago, Shutterstock have accepted multiple color versions because they had smaller amount of images, but over time they decided to prune out their collections, and they're doing it regularly, so they do not allow color versions. I myself have patterns that are similar to each other, but if you look at them closely, they have multiple changes, not only color but something else. For example, a trick that works for me is you mirror the whole pattern. So if there are no words in your pattern, you can just, let's say, only flowers, roses. You mirror in Adobe Illustrator, you mirror the pattern, and that gives you a new composition. Or you can rotate counterclockwise, clockwise. So play with that. And by the way, I have a free resource for that. I have 15 tips how to create pattern versions quickly and effectively, and Shutterstock and microstock friendly, to grow your pattern collection faster. And I will link it down below, and it's basically, or otherwise it's on my website. If you go to my homepage, oksana.com, you will find a tab for designers, and over there you will find the link how to receive this free workbook. It's a workbook. It has 15 tips how to create versions which are acceptable for microstocks super fast. I have many tips that work excellently for me in my business. All right, you guys. So that was the last question. Okay, let me see. All right, so I really had fun answering these questions. Thank you for all the amazing creative friends who left these questions for me. And I am super excited to welcome everyone in this group. I am learning how to maintain the community. I am still working through the whole process of managing and answering comments and answering emails, and I've been getting more and more of these, so thank you so much everyone for your kindness and kind support of my work. And a special thanks to all my amazing beta testers that are going through my new upcoming course, and it's been so fun to create, and I answer all of these plus more step-by-step guidelines for you for your pattern design businesses right in there. All right, you guys, so please let me know if you have any other questions, or please excuse me, under this video, if you find anything that was actually helpful for you from my answers. I would love to hear what you thought, and what was one thing that you really found interesting or helpful for you right now for at the journey that you are having with your pattern design business. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this live Q&A on our Facebook group, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Right. Bye. Grow, love, and create. Bye.